Alcohols. Cool. When you think about alcohol, what do you think of? Drug. Yeah. Drunk. Yeah, that's right. And that's a specific type of alcohol, right? Because there's more than one alcohol. So what is the alcohol in alcoholic drinks? Who knows? Methylated spirits. Well, methylated spirits also has the same alcohol in it that is in alcoholic drinks, which is what? Grapes. Grapes aren't alcohol. Grapes is a fruit. Yeast is a unicellular organism. Vodka is made from fermented potatoes, but then distilled. What's it called? What is the alcohol? Ethanol. Correct. F means what? 2 carbons. Cool. So F-an. What does the F? 2 carbons. An. Ethan. An means what? It's a single bond between the 2 carbons. The ol, right? The ol means it's got a little thing called a functional group. What does the word function mean? Means to work. Yeah? What is the function of a pen?
To write.
To write. What is the function of a key?
To unlock.
Right, to unlock. So function means it serves a purpose. Yeah? So in chemistry, a functional group is an atom or a group of atoms that change the chemical or physical properties of that substance. Right? So on the next slide, I'll say it again now. Functional group is an atom or a group of atoms that change the physical and or chemical properties of a substance. So ethane is a gas at room temperature. If you inhale it, probably not very good for you, right? Ethanol is a liquid at room temperature. It dissolves readily into water. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and interacts with receptor sites in your brain, which is why you get drunk.
Isn't it also in fuel?
Ethanol is in some fuel. So E10 is 10% ethanol in the fuel. And it's cheaper because it is subsidised by the government in order to try and reduce carbon emissions. And that ethanol comes from the fermentation of sugarcane. You can also ferment sugarcane and get rum.
So, if you had enough fermented potatoes, could you get drunk?
Yeah, well, you ferment the potatoes, gives you a maximum of probably around 14% alcohol, and then because ethanol has a lower boiling point than water, you boil off the alcohol and you distill it, you condense it back down, and that's how you get vodka.
But like, if you just ate the potato straight, it wouldn't.
No, you'd have a maximum of 14% in a rotten fermented potato. Hand sanitizer is a different alcohol. It is propanol in hand sanitizer. Yes, because not extract. Essence, yes. Because the solution which it's in is mostly ethanol with some vanilla. Vanilla extract is the vanillin or compound without the ethanol. Yeah, but you're talking $6 for a bottle this size, whereas you can achieve the same effect by getting cheap vodka. Depends on the person and your tolerance. Okay. Thank you. We digress. I do love questions and I'm happy to answer them. But we're digressing. Let's move back. family of hydrocarbons contain what's called the hydroxyl functional group. This is a group of atoms which has one oxygen and one hydrogen. That's it. That's what makes an alcohol.
Oxygen is two spare.
Is?
Is that two spare?
Two spare. Yeah, it's got two. Yeah, but we've got something here. Oxygen wants two bonds. So it's got one bond to hydrogen and the other bond connects with one of the carbons. Alkanol homologous series. So again, linking this idea of homologous series. Homo means what? The same. Logos. Think of location. Family of hydrocarbons. Saturated. Alkane backbone. All single carbon-to-carbon bonds. And contains the hydroxyl, OH, functional group. Has the general formula. What do we notice? CnH2n plus 2 with an O. Right? Or we can think about it as CnH2n plus 1 with an OH.
Oh, because one is three.
Naming and drawing. Oh, I skipped one. Naming. It's called a systematic naming structure for a reason. Systematic means what? A system. What does a system do? It performs. It's a naming structure, IUPAC. It's regular, right? Meth means one. An means single bond. Ol means it contains OH. So methanol, CH4 with an oxygen. Common mistake, right? Common mistake is to draw the hydrogen here and the oxygen here, right? And that doesn't make chemistry sense because oxygen has two bonds, hydrogen will only ever have one. All right? That makes sense? Yeah? Say that again. Common mistake is putting a hydrogen here and oxygen here. Not chemistry sense because hydrogen wants one bond, oxygen wants two. Ethanol in alcoholic drinks. Eth means two. And single bond between the carbons. Ol, hydroxyl functional group, OH. Yeah? With me? Propanol. Prop means three. An means single bond between carbons. Ol means it's got a hydroxyl functional group. What comes next? Butanol. But means and means single bonds. Ol means OH, hydroxyl functional group. What's next after butanol? Pentanol. There it is. Yeah, pent means five. And single bonds.
What's the OH?
OH is the hydroxyl functional group. So alcohol is the name of the homologous series. Hydroxyl is the name of the functional group. Yeah? Subtle but important distinction. Hydroxyl is the functional group. Alcohol is the name of the series. Pentanol. We can also have isomers of alcohols. Like with alkenes, yeah, we can change the position of where that hydroxyl functional group will sit. And we're nearly done. How good is that? Nearly done for today with my instruction. So, methanol, ethanol, only one isomer. Same with alkenes. Yeah. So let's go to propanol. There's two. I can have propan 1-ol, prop 3 carbons, and single bonds between carbons. 1, the location of ol, the hydroxyl functional group. So the OH comes off the first carbon. I'll move this up to make it more clear. I can have propan-2-ol. Prop means 3. And single carbon-to-carbon bonds. 2, location of the hydroxyl functional group coming off the second carbon. Yeah? Good? Yeah? Yeah? Ish? All right. One more slide. Butanol. There are 2. Can't have butan 3. Because butan 3 is the same thing as butan 2 if I rotate it around. Yeah, so if I have the OH here instead, it's the same molecule like that, flipped around. Same thing with butan 1 and butan 4. Right? Flip that around, butan 1, butan 4 are the same. But, 4 carbons, and single carbon-to-carbon bonds. 1, location of hydroxyl functional group. A note on naming. See, I've even written this here. So butan 3 doesn't exist. These are the same molecule. Yeah? We count the carbon closest to the functional group. So in the first example, we count from the left-hand side, 1, 2. Hydroxyl comes off the second carbon. In the second example, we count from the right-hand side, 1, 2, because it's closer to the functional group. Extension. You want to move on beyond 4. So there's 2 other branched isomers of butanol. So we can combine branched and positional isomers together. So like with butanol, how we can have methyl propane, we can have methyl propan-1-ol and methyl propan-2-ol, changing the position and branching. And that's it. Identify functional group in an alcohol, functional group, atom or group of atoms that change the chemical or physical properties of a substance. Draw and name first 5 primary alcohols. Methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, pentanol. Indicate the position of hydroxyl group in linear molecules up to 4 carbons. Thank you, I'll wait. Butan-1-ol, butan-2-ol. That's it.